Joe Brown. Now, those of you remember, OJ was accused of killing his wife in 1994, and it was called the trial of the century. So OJ went to his resting grave, and there are a number of people who are still convinced that he did kill his wife. However, Judge Joe Brown doesn't believe that. So let's get into it, and we'll talk about that afterwards. Let's listen in.
Get away with murder.
No, I looked at all the evidence they had and talked to the experts. They never should have brought the charge against him. And four of the chief detectives that were involved in that OJ case wound up doing time in California for planting evidence. And as a matter of fact, if you saw the entire trial, there are several instances where evidence was planted and it's recorded on tape. The main reason the American public thinks she got away with something is because there was a sleaze known as Nancy Grace who's still around, and that was her first reporting thing. And she hyped that and put a lot of falsity out there, and the American public believed it because that was the only person they were hearing. I saw the entirety of the evidence. Nicole and Rod Goldman got their throats slit from ear to ear, their tongues pulled out of the slit with a pair of pliers. The fatal injury was a stab by a left-handed person. OJ was right-handed. It went in and it did that damage. There were no peripheral strikes. The footprints and the blood showed that somebody with a size 9.5 shoe, and somebody with a size 9 and somebody with a 10.5 were there on the scene and did it. One of my late brothers actually was the expert the state was going to call until he refuted it. The glove man I know personally, the name is Richard Zuckerwar. He took a tracing of everybody's hand. It was a size large glove that fit Furman. And OJ had a 2XL, which was way too big. Johnny Cochran knew that. So if it does not fit, you must acquit. And you can see Furman actually plant the bloody socks on a video that the jury saw that Nancy Grace refused to talk about. The DNA evidence that condemned them, she said, if you saw what went on, and I recorded all of it and looked at it, the expert said, this doesn't exclude 96,000 people in the LA area, and the person that donated this is from the Northeast Mediterranean or from Sicily.
Well, what do you think about that? You know, there's some information there. Write in the comments what you think. Do you think that OJ was innocent or guilty? There are a number of people who believe that he was guilty. About 95 million people weigh in on this entirety of this situation. And of course, you know, because 75% of the white public believe that he was guilty, then because there are so many more white people than there are black people, obviously the majority of people in America believe then that he was guilty and believe that he is now paying for his crimes. The good news is that, you know, there is still grace for anyone who receives love and forgiveness from Jesus Christ, and even OJ. And hopefully he received his salvation before he left this earth. However, again, we still need to know. So tell you what, why don't you guys give me some comments and let me know what you think about this whole thing. And thanks for tuning in to Truth in Media. And I'll talk to you next time.